What are you guys doing over here? Come inside. Come into my greenhouse. Today, I will be trying to do a series of videos, the beginning of a series of videos where I talk to my camera. Hello. Today we are inside of the greenhouse and I have been seeing some discourse online about the personal style versus like aesthetics, the kind of boxes that we put ourselves in as far as what our fashion means to us, how we present it to the world. And I wanted to kind of go over some things because I feel like I have always had a pretty good personal style, and it's gone up and down and fluctuated, but I do think that from a very young age I always felt free to express myself with clothing, and it's something I've always really enjoyed. And I feel like people sometimes struggle with it because there's a pretty good couple key factors to how to really make it work. And I think if you just so happen to have the right combo, you can develop like a really good personal fashion. But sometimes there's like bits and bobs that you just need to plug in. So we're gonna go over some of those today. Okay. So I was kind of brainstorming on this because I wanted to make a video talking about it, and you know, to make a video claiming that you have pretty good personal style, it's a lot, and I understand that, but I am truly here to help. And I think that I personally am a firm believer that it's not that hard. You just need to there's a few things that you can implement into your style that can change everything. Okay, who, what, where style. You just need a couple blazers that can go from night to day and you will be perfectly fine, okay? But I've never made a video like this, so I broke it down kind of like Cornell note style. I didn't go to college. So the what is personal fashion. The why is because I want to help people find it. And the who is everyone and anyone. So glad we covered that. That was just kind of me getting the ball rolling as far as the writing part. But there are 4 different things that I feel like make up personal fashion. And 2 things and 2 things kind of go together. The first 2 things, I kind of wrote them in a Venn diagram. They're not necessarily supposed to go in a Venn diagram, but they're kind of 2 different categories that are similar. So it's clothing and jewelry. And some of you might be saying, oh, this is kind of subjective, you know, it doesn't really matter, but there's a reason for this, okay? So clothing, you could be, you know, there's tons of different things that you could desire out of your personal style. You could be more of like a thrift person, more of a, you know, antique person. You like older things, you like to wear older things, you like to represent a style that kind of is a mix of new and old, or whatever you want. You kind of mix and match. There's also, you know, luxury. Like, do you want to look like you are expensive? And that doesn't have to necessarily be expensive. It can just be like, not to put, obviously we're talking about coming out of the box, but if we're gonna go back into the box, if you think about it like clean girl aesthetic, okay? Luxury, you know, it's not necessarily that there is money, you know, maybe not, but like health and luxury. Also new, like if you like to keep on trend, you like to wear trendy things, that's totally okay, okay? I mean, you know, trends come and go super quick nowadays, but at the end of the day, if you like to be trendy, you like to wear what's on trend, then do that, okay? Or you could have a theme, you know, like if sort of like a rockabilly style, you know, wearing like pinup attire and, you know, being super 70s, kind of like a loose like hippie vibe, or, you know, there's a lot of different categories you could go to. But if you're having trouble finding your personal style, sometimes picking one of these categories and then kind of implementing it into your own style, over time you will start to kind of merge the 2 together. I had to move the camera because it was about to die. So we're back on. Moving on to the next category. Your jewelry. okay? We have clothing, we have jewelry, and they both tell a story, okay? This is very important. So your clothing, you know, it could be whatever you want it to be, like those categories we were talking about, okay? Thrifting, luxury, new, in style, or like a theme, you know, cool girl aesthetic, okay? But the most important thing about any of this is any one that you choose, any kind of direction, any kind of path that you choose for this, if you are able, find jewelry that tells a story. This could be literally anything. It could be your grandmother's ring, okay? Me personally, I wear my grandmother's glass ring. I was very close with my grandmother, and it is a cool piece of jewelry. It is a gold glass ring. I wear it every day, and it's not even, like, I wear it because I like to wear it. It's my grandmother's glass ring, but at the end of the day, like, it builds to your story, you know? Like, embrace things that represent you and your past and what you have been through and where you've been, you know, like places that you go. Try to, you know, incorporate thinking about jewelry, thinking about clothing as a story to your life. And once you start kind of implementing that, it could be something so small, but once you start doing that, you develop that personal touch to your style, and then it's effortless. Like, you don't have to think about it anymore because it's just who you are. Another thing, jewelry. Don't have to always go all out with the jewelry, okay? You could be somebody who wears a ton of jewelry. I am not really a person who wears a ton of jewelry. I can't really stand it. It kind of drives me crazy. I like to be able to use my hands, but you know, I have friends who absolutely love jewelry, stack it on, put as many rings on my fingers as I can, okay? You can have that choice, but you can also have a choice to go no jewelry, okay? No jewelry is a statement in its own, okay? It tells a story in its own. And if you believe that that is the path that you want to go down, then that is your story. If you want to go no jewelry, you don't want to mess with it, or nothing, you feel like nothing suits you, just wear no jewelry. That is its own statement. You don't have to wear jewelry to make a statement. It could be no jewelry. I notice those kinds of things. When I see a really cool girl and she's got no jewelry, that's cool, okay? It's cool in itself. It doesn't have to be flashy. So clothing, jewelry, really play a part in the personal style. There are two other categories that really seal the deal, okay? There are two parts of the personal style conclusion that you absolutely need, and they are confidence, that's pretty obvious, and core values. I'll get into that in a second. For convenience, confidence does not come convenient. And I wrote in my Venn diagram, is it hot? Are you proud to serve it? I'll include that here. Are you embracing who you are? There is nothing that you can do to change major things about you, and to harp on those things is getting you absolutely nowhere. You could think about what you could be, but instead you're thinking about what you're not. And is there something that you're not really highlighting correctly? Is there something in your personal style already or about yourself that you're not honing in on? You know, when people compliment you on the street, that is a survey. That is not a random occurrence. That happens because you're doing something right. Something about what you're doing it right. And I think over the course of developing my own personal style, those comments mean so much to me. I really do take note. When I notice that I am trying something new and I notice that other people are reciprocating to that, I take note of that. Because that means that what I did different or what I did the same is working. The other section of this, okay, this is confidence and core values, okay? These seal the deal of your personal style. Core values. What are you? What do you represent? What do you want to represent? Are you a very serious person? Do you want people to take you seriously? Are you a very non-serious person? Do you want people to not take you seriously? There's a couple different paths that you could go down here, but I feel like having a really good sense of self and knowing who you are definitely helps in the confidence and core values sealing the deal of the personal style. But at the end of the day, like, what do you care about? You know, what is important to you? My personal style, I like to be comfortable, and I also like to wear statement pieces. I love art. I love creativity. I'm a very creative person, and so I try to implement all of those things into my everyday life. I want to be quirky. I want to represent art. I want to cover myself in artwork. I want to wear art. I want to tell a story because I have many layers, just like all of you, okay? We are all onions getting peeled back, and there are layers, and you can build these layers. I feel like I'm preaching the word of the personal style. If you implement these things into your personal style, and it's not gonna happen quickly, you gotta give it some time to marinate, okay? But if you do these things, I don't want to guarantee, but I can almost guarantee that you will see a benefit from implementing some of these things into your personal style. And maybe I am just talking into air. Maybe I'm not making any sense, okay? But I am a firm believer in my personal style, and I feel like I have heard from others that I have a pretty good personal style. And I also have a lot of friends with really good, solid personal style. And I feel like when you are inspired by other people that are doing the same thing, it just comes easy, okay? Because you're being supported. There's support there. So send me your weird outfits. I really want to know. You can DM me and send me your weird outfits. I want to see them, and I want to learn a thing or two from you, because if you're seeing this video, you probably care about personal style and you wanted to know what I had to say. So thanks for watching, but yeah, you should do these things. Okay, bye.